Hey everyone, this is Johnny here with JCS Guns. We're out here at the range testing the Remington 700 AAC-SD. We've had a lot of emails and questions from you guys regarding the accuracy, durability on this rifle. What we do is we're going to offer you guys an accuracy package at a discount price since it's going to be a whole package. At the end of the video, we're going to go ahead and list everything that comes with this accuracy package and a price. There would also be prices on upgrades such as trigger pack or detachable floor plate. We're going to show you guys all the machining that is done, what we recommend to accurize this rifle. So hopefully you guys get to enjoy this video. Okay guys, we just shot 2 3-round groups here at 100 yards, and you can see how they're inconsistent. I mean, we got 2 here, but it was actually my first round, second round, and then my third round. And then it was my first round, second round, and third round. And even still then, the point of impact's not even close to where it's supposed to be. And that's because of the trigger is so hard, which is like 4.5 pounds or a little bit over 4.5 pounds. So what we're going to do is go ahead and show you the difference once we did the accuracy package on the consistency of the groups. Okay, I wanted to show you on the stock. Even though the stock feels good, it has a good texture and everything, the stock flexes too much. And you can see right here at the bottom of the bipod that once you start putting load on your bipod, see how it flexes right here. And also the barrel channel is not really free floating. You can see how much it moves. Even the barrel lifts up and down. And that's one of the reasons why we changed the stock and put a better quality stock. Okay, right now I'd like to show you guys, this is the stock factory trigger that comes with from factory. Nothing's been done, no polishing, no adjusting whatsoever. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how heavy the weight is on this trigger. Four pounds, 13.5 ounces. That's pretty heavy. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and adjust it and polish the trigger and try to bring it down as much as we possibly can. Okay, we have our action bolted up to our jig, and we have our dial indicator set up to pretty close to 0, probably about 0.5 thousandths off. But anyway, I wanted to show you the in play that a stock bolt and a stock action comes from factory. And this is very important. You can see how much it actually moves. And this is very important for getting accuracy out of a rifle, where you start removing in play and all this different clearances and get tighter tolerances so you can get a better chamber. So what we would do at that point, we would square and blueprint the bolt and bolt lugs. Gets real hard in here. It gets all the grime and stuff that's in there. This is a brand new Remington 700 AAC-SD. You can see the grime and all the stuff on the edge there. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to remove the barrel and get it checked up on the lathe. Okay, so here we have 2 Remington 700 AAC-SDs. They're both projects we're working on, and this one here we already squared and blueprinted and got everything surfaced. You can see how this is just a real clean, real sharp surface, everything real smooth. The threads are real clean. You can see back there where it's real nice and shiny compared to the other one, the original one. Now I want you to notice that this is a brand new action. This has never been fired, and you can see has a lot of grime and stuff in there. I keep repeating that, but you can also see right here real close where the factory recoil lug hits in certain areas, and in certain areas it doesn't hit. So that's where the action itself is not square. We've even seen some actions where you can see a lot of shavings or grooves on the action where I'm not sure exactly what they use to cut it, but where the surface itself is not smooth. Right now we're going to go ahead and get set up and square and the back part of the barrel. Okay guys, I wanted to show you a couple of different things and point out on this stock factory barrel, you can see there's a shoulder here. Some of the older sound suppressors and some of the older muzzle brakes don't have a step down where it goes over this little step here, so it won't go and meet flat against your barrel surface. Another thing that I noticed is that your thread protector goes past the end of the muzzle. So part of your barrel and your lands and your muzzle, your crown is not being protected. If you're out in the field or anything, you happen to bump it, it's gonna nick your crown and nick the edge of the barrel. So what we do in the accuracy package, we recrown it, square up the threads, square up the surface, and step down the backside in case you have an older sound suppressor or a muzzle brake that doesn't have a step. It will go farther all the way back. Also included in the accuracy package is we make an aluminum thread protector. The reason why we use an aluminum thread protector is because over time going off and on, it's going to wear out the thread protector and not the threads of the barrel. It's easier to replace a thread protector than it is to cut and rethread a barrel. You can also see where the thread protector is past the edge of the barrel, so it's going to protect the edge of the barrel, it's going to protect your threads, and it's also going to protect your lands and your crown. So that's one of the reasons why we do that to the accuracy package. Okay guys, what I wanted to show you here is we already squared the action threads. This is the part that goes towards the action and the recoil lugs area here. The shoulder and the counter bore is all been squared with the bore. You can see the difference where everything is nice, smooth, square compared to the original one. I'm not sure if you can see some of those markings right there and how this is not square. You can see there's some highlights that some are a little bit rougher, a little rustier than the others. So also at this time what we did is we're going to install a thicker recoil lug compared to the factory recoil lug. So what we also did at that time, we machined this shoulder back to fit our recoil lug. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and install the barrel on the barrel vise and chuck it up to the action. Okay, so we got the barrel and the recoil lug tightened onto the action, so we got the barrel action ready to go. I just wanted to show you guys how the bolt doesn't close. That means that we brought the barrel into the action probably about 2.5 thousandths extended. So at this point what we're going to do is we're going to chuck up the bolt onto the lathe, and we're going to machine and square the bolt face, the bolt lugs, and to where the bolt barely closes onto the action. Alright, so far we got the barrel action together. We squared and blueprinted the action. We short chambered the chamber and squared the barrel threads to the action and the recoil lug face. So earlier I showed you that the bolt will not close because of the 2.5 thousandths extra we had brought in the barrel. So what I wanted to show you now was the in play that we have here, which is almost nothing. It's a little bit under 1/1000. We're going to go ahead and just call it 1/1000 of play that this bolt has back and forth, compared to at the beginning of the video, the beginning of the process of this rifle, it had much more play than this. So the next step we're going to do now is go ahead and finish reaming it and then lap the bolt. Okay, we just finished doing the finish reaming on the action and the barrel assembly. So basically I want to show you what we've done so you can understand what's going on here. With the AAC package, what we have done, we have brought this part back and then brought re-squared the action threads and brought the recoil shoulder back, and also widened it up because we put a oversized recoil lug. At that time we stepped the counterbore back, and what that actually did, that shortened our chamber. And the reason why we do that is we come back and we use a PTG reamer with a pilot PTG reamer with different pilots depending on the size of the bore, and we go into the action and we ream it where it fits real nice and tight, real nice and snug, where it has very little bit or no play at all. So what I'm going to try to show you here is I'm going to put the go gauge in there, and it goes and closes real nice, no movement. Then you put the PTG no-go gauge and doesn't close.
So that's one of the main reasons why you get so much accuracy, is because it has a tighter chamber. And so the next step we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and lap the bolt lugs, bolt face, and the barrel action. Okay, we just finished lapping the bolt, the action, bolt lugs, and the barrel. What we do is we have a process using a couple different grits of lapping compound. We start off with a 220, then we go with a 320, then we end up with a 600, and then after that we wash and sandblast everything. You can still hear a little bit of grime in there. We're going to end up washing it after we sandblast for the Dura coating. But the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start getting ready to bed the recoil lug and part of the barrel onto the stock. And while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and machine the bolt handle and thread it for the bolt knob. So let me get started with that. Okay, I wanted to point out that on the Remington AAC Accuracy package, the package actually comes with a Bell & Carson stock. There is an upgrade that you can do to an HS Precision, such as this stock here, or a Macmillan, or maybe even you can provide a stock with us, and at that time you just deduct the difference of the stock. But I did want to show you that we had to machine the recoil lug area, open it wider because we're installing a wider recoil lug. Also, even though the HS Precision is a well-known brand, good quality stock, this is the reason why we do bed the action. You can see how it just comes right out, you know. There's no contact. The action has no contact with the stock whatsoever, so at that point it's bad. It has a lot of movement, and you could action bolts come loose and your scope mount bolts come loose. So that's one of the reasons why we like to, or we recommend for you to bed the whole action area as well, not only just the lug and the barrel. Now, even though this is a free floating barrel, it should have some kind of contact to next to the recoil lug right here in the barrel area, and it does not. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and epoxy bed the recoil lug and at least 1 inch or 1.5 inches of the barrel area. So let me get set up and do that, and then I'll come back and show you guys the difference. Okay guys, I got a little carried away and I didn't take any more filming while I was doing the bedding. I took a couple of pictures. I might post them in the video. I just wanted to let you know that we just finished bedding the recoil lug and a little bit of the barrel area, and I'm going to show you how snug. You go, you heard it pop in place. Now the reason why we do this, like I said before, is to keep the barrel action from moving back and forth. Keeps it from loosening up your action bolt and your scope mount bolts. You can see where it doesn't move side to side, up and down. So there we go. Another thing now that I want to show you guys that we just finished machining the bolt handle from this AAC-SD. Normally what we do is it's like this. This is your factory bolt knob. And what happens is we machine this part off. There's a lot of people out there that cut it and drill it and weld the stud. This is the correct way, at least I think it's the correct way of doing this. Go ahead and machining it. Machining the threads 5/16 by 24. Here we have the bolt knob already done. Gets bolted into place, and we red Loctite it in there. So the next step here is going to be to sandblast it and get ready to Duracoat it. So let me get that started, and once we get that sandblasted and Duracoated, I'll go ahead and show you guys some more video. Thanks guys. Alright guys, so we got everything coated already, and the next step we're going to do is going to go ahead and chase all the threads, all the action threads, scope mount base threads, the thread protector. After we do that, we're going to go ahead and start doing the polishing and the adjusting on the trigger. That's part of the accuracy package on the AAC-SD. This one here, it comes with a couple of good items. We have some Vortex rings, Badger scope mount base, and a Vortex scope after we do that, we're going to go ahead and start assembling it, and then get ready to go test it. We are going to test this thing with a couple different loads. One's going to be a 165 Sierra Game King for hunting, a 165, no, I apologize, 175 Sierra Bowtail Hollow Point, and 168 Sierra Bowtail Hollow Point. But once we get some testing done, I'll go ahead and review it out in the field. As of now, let me go ahead and start assembling this thing. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to kind of point out to you here is during the process of the accuracy package, we lap our bolt and bolt face and action. And one of the reasons for that is once it's all assembled and stuff, you can see how smooth the bolt works inside the action. It even sounds smoother than when it's from factory. Another thing is once you close your bolt, you have absolutely no play back and forth on your bolt handle. Okay, so we just finished doing the trigger job on this Remington AAC-SD, and I wanted to show you the difference on the trigger pull compared to when it came from factory out of the box. Factory is a little bit, it's around 4 to a little bit over 4 pounds, and we dropped it somewhere around 2.5 or so. This helps out with accuracy. This way you're not pulling or jerking the trigger, so it increases accuracy. So that's one of the things we highly recommend on one of the accuracy packages. Alright, so we're out here at the range trying to do the last final testing on the Remington 700 AAC-SD, and we just shot a 3-round group for 168 Bowtail Hollow Point. This was with Varget powder. We really like the way the project turned out. We're going to go ahead and try to do some more shooting before it gets any darker. As of now, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just go ahead and ask us. Don't forget to look us up on Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions, go ahead and email us, and we really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys.